Get back to our team coverage this morning. When the shooting at Robb Elementary happened, KENS 5 was first on the scene where dozens of law enforcement officers were gathered. Families were desperately trying to get any updates on their children.
Vanessa Croix joins us live now from Uvalde. Vanessa, you were the first reporter on the scene for us that day. If you can, try to take us back through what you saw.
Well, Barry and Sarah, good morning. I had been reporting in these areas, these counties out here for years, and never could I even imagine the unimaginable tragedy that brought me to Uvalde a year ago today. And I do remember getting there, the streets weren't even blocked off yet, running to the school, seeing parents gathered around. Everyone is wondering what exactly happened inside that building. In fact, when I was pulling up, I talked to the sheriff who told me our worst nightmare had just come true. And now the details that we learned after so many months, that it was devastating. What happened that day. Here's some more information, what we have learned in the last year. We know that a Texas House Committee report showed the gunman entered the school through a back door that wasn't locked. Surveillance footage shows the shooter then goes to room 111 and 112. The report states the attacker fired most of his shots and likely murdered most of his innocent victims before any responder set foot in the building. Also, we know that it took Uvalde police 5 minutes to get to campus, but as we learned, they wait for 77 minutes before moving in to take down the gunman. In the end, there were more than 400 officers from many different departments that responded to the scene that day. And Barry and Sarah, we were just talking in regards to what happened that day. And I remember when I first arrived, we didn't know what exactly was happening, and I learned later that when I got there, it was right after they took out the gunman. Many parents still gathering around. Around an hour later, parents were still coming up to the school wondering how to find their children. We'll have another report in just a few minutes. Go ahead, Barry.
Vanessa, almost immediately after that shooting, law enforcement began taking a lot of heat from parents, from the community, from everybody about it taking so long to react.
And as several investigations continue as well, Vanessa, the immediate aftermath cost several high-ranking police officers their jobs.
And that's right, Sarah and Barry. 3 months after the tragedy at Robb Elementary, Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District fired the police chief at the time, Pete Arredondo. Also, another law enforcement, Lieutenant Mariano Pargas, who was acting city police chief that day, was placed on leave in July. A video from body cameras have raised questions about whether he had taken any action to assume command on that day. Barry and Sarah, I'm going to send it back to you.
All right, Vanessa Croix, live from Uvalde this morning. Thank you, Vanessa, and we'll check in back with you in just a bit.